On August 12th, Robert the Nordic Nightmare Helenius bravely accepted Anthony Joshua's offer to fight. This opportunity arose after Dillian Whyte withdrew from his anticipated match with Joshua due to a failed drug test just a week before the event. Helenius was clearly the underdog, with odds of 16-1 against him. Despite the odds and expectations, Helenius stood firm in the face of challenge, embracing the role of the determined contender. After 7 mostly inactive rounds, the fight took an unfortunate turn for him. Anthony Joshua threw a devastating overhand right that put Helenius out cold. Sadly, the courageous underdog couldn't beat the former world champion, and the fight was over. Despite how easy Joshua's one-punch knockout of Helenius appeared, I'm of the opinion that Helenius still could have emerged victorious. Within Joshua's seemingly invincible style, there are clear vulnerabilities that a strategic fighter like Helenius could have exploited. It's true, the odds were stacked against him 16-1, but if Helenius had executed the right approach, the outcome might have been different. In this video, we'll review the fight, unravel the flaws in Joshua's boxing style, and examine how Helenius could have capitalized on them. To be honest, the fight was a snooze fest. Both guys fought so cautiously that the only reason they were dealing any damage to each other is because they're both such hard punchers. The 6'7" giant Helenius seemed constantly on the retreat, moving backwards in circle around the ring. His game plan seemed to be to lure Joshua into attacking and missing, and then counter-punching Joshua. However, since Joshua wasn't initiating, there was hardly any action. Joshua proved the slightly more active of the two, throwing more punches, but they were more of weak probing punches than anything. And Joshua refused to commit to anything serious, even though I'm sure he could have ended the fight a lot earlier than round 7 if he did. Helenius did have some bright moments here and there counter-punching Joshua. Sometimes after Joshua would attack and put himself within Helenius' reach, Helenius would punish Joshua with sweeping punches that seemed to stun him. However, Helenius' downfall came when he couldn't move backward, aka when he ran out of stamina to run around the ring in the 7th round, got cornered against the ropes, and then dropped with AJ's overhand right. The fight was kind of a letdown because I was really rooting for my guy Helenius. He seems like a really down-to-earth guy in the interviews. Also, I think his hands-down boxing style is a lot more interesting to watch than AJ's basic hands-up high guard, jab cross style, but I digress. Helenius definitely could have won the fight though, if he managed to notice some of Joshua's weaknesses. Looking through the fight, I've noticed Joshua has a tendency to drop his right hand from his face whenever he dips down low. This happens at a remarkable consistency. And Helenius did manage to catch him once, over here when he times Joshua's body jab and intercepts it with a left hook. But I'm not sure Helenius realized the full extent of this weakness in Joshua's guard, as other times in the fight, Helenius misses the opening. If Joshua had feinted or set up combos to lure Joshua to dip low, he could have caught Joshua with a hard left hook every single time. In addition, I also noticed that every time Helenius goes upstairs, Joshua brings his entire guard really high. This leaves his body totally exposed. But unfortunately for Helenius, he focused too much on Joshua's head and gave up a massive open target in Joshua's body. It's a shame, because Helenius really could have dealt damage to Joshua if he started timing Joshua's defensive patterns. Helenius is an incredible puncher, as shown in this fight. He hardly caught Joshua with anything solid, but Joshua was still bleeding kinda bad by the end of it. In conclusion, even though the fight last week was somewhat boring, I think it still showed many areas for growth in both fighters. For AJ, it showed his hesitancy when fighting big punchers like Helenius, and some might say lack of confidence in himself. Also, about the $1 million question, I think Deontay Wilder would take the dub on AJ if they fought right now. Though maybe it's a bit early to say that since Wilder hasn't fought in like a year. For Helenius, oh boy do I have a lot to say. I think Helenius needs to totally change his boxing style. He needs to improve both his offense and defense, but I might cover those things in another video soon. For the record though, I think he has potential if he can somehow improve his gas tank. Anyway guys, what do y'all think about the fight? Do you think AJ should have fought more aggressively? Did Helenius actually stand a chance against AJ? I'll be very keen to hear your thoughts in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching, consider dropping a like or subbing if you liked the video, and I'll be back with some more fight commentary soon. Peace.